Okay guys, we have some pretty wild information to go over here when it comes to Pikmin 4, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and a little bit more. Because usually with a Pikmin game, like these games are somewhat popular, they sell in the millions, but they've never really been too large. But each release has done a little bit better and a little bit better when it comes to Pikmin. So this is very interesting to see this information here. And actually, Pikmin 4, believe it or not, could it challenge Final Fantasy XVI's opening in Japan? Now, once again, this is COMG pre-orders. It's not confirmed or the sales numbers are out. Obviously, Pikmin 4 isn't out as of the time that I'm recording this video, but pre-orders wise, it's actually charting above what Final Fantasy 16 did. Now, you also have to remember, Pikmin 4 is on an install base of about 30 million in Japan compared to the almost 4 million, going on 4 million install base. So yes, Nintendo Switch games are going to chart higher, even games that maybe aren't as traditionally as popular. But still, there has never been a Pikmin game that's even been in the league of Final Fantasy or even as high as what these pre-orders are charting as Pikmin 4 is. So this is pretty much new territory when it comes to Pikmin. So we're going to break that down and a bit more. But if you're enjoying the content, guys, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get my videos first. And let's go ahead and jump right into it here. Shout out to my man Pierre485. This man definitely tallies up some awesome sales and looks at things. Very good analyst when it comes to the numbers out there in the pre-order chart. So make sure you guys give him a follow on Twitter if you're on that platform. So he actually stated that about Pikmin 4 compared to Final Fantasy 16 because of the COMG pre-orders. As you guys can see right here in this chart, Pikmin 4 is by far the top selling or top charting game with the pre-orders. It's really gaining. It's got 105 plus points now in the change, plus 9. So it's really kind of gaining on everything and pretty much passed up everything at this point, but it's really accelerated more like it. But there's actually information that backs up what Pierre and COMG saying that goes above and beyond just the COMG charts, because you have to remember, guys, the COMG is a small retailer, about 14 stores or so, plus there's different game sales. There's a lot of different stuff that's going on here when it comes down to it. But Pierre did put together a nice chart as well for pre-orders with Final Fantasy 16 versus Pikmin 4, lining them up. And you're kind of seeing that obviously Pikmin 4 is gaining a lot on there. But once again, different install bases, different, like lots of stuff. There's a lot of different things that are going on. However, I will say this, on Amazon, the best sellers, Pikmin 4 is not only the best selling game on Amazon, it's surpassed The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom in terms of rate of sales for the set amount of time, but also on new releases, it's also the best selling game as well. So it's definitely charting above right now in terms of volume of sales, above Tears of the Kingdom in Japan, and of course above Final Fantasy 16, which has started to slow down a bit after its launch in Japan. So this is absolutely uncharted territory for Pikmin. Now, the best-selling Pikmin game, believe it or not, is Pikmin 3 Deluxe on the Nintendo Switch. So it's a port of the Wii U game. There's only been 3 mainline Pikmin games released. This will obviously be the 4th one, but total, there is one more Pikmin game if you're not counting Pikmin Bloom, the mobile app, and that's Hey Pikmin, which is like a 2D side-scroller type of game. It's not that great compared to the Pikmin games, or at least the mainline Pikmin games. But Pikmin, for those who don't know, the lowest that this game's ever gotten in terms of numbered releases originally on its system is an 87. Pikmin 3 on the Nintendo Wii U got an 87. The remaster on the Switch got an 85, but it's actually a way better game than Pikmin 3 on the Wii U. Added in new content, new features, new controls, all sorts of cool stuff. But yeah, that's the lowest score. The Pikmin games on the GameCube, those were both 90 plus or something like that, or high 80s, 90 plus. So Pikmin games do really well. Like, Pikmin games do really well, and the Nintendo Switch is the perfect platform for this type of Pikmin game. And this seems to be the most interesting Pikmin game, in my opinion, with nighttime exploration and a doggo and all sorts of cool upgrading features and create a character. I mean, this definitely seems like the Pikmin game, like the best one. All the different features and stuff that's in there. Some of the stuff that annoyed me, like the time limits and like, oh, I gotta go back, I can't explore at night. I didn't like that stuff. So now it just allows you to really explore and enjoy the game, I think, the way that it's supposed to be for Pikmin. But I get it for those who maybe who don't like that, but I'm pretty sure there might be like a challenge mode or other stuff like that in there. And on top of that, with this Pikmin game, there's a demo. So people are playing the demos saying, wow, this is really good. And then that rolls right over into the full game. So I think that demo is also helping to accelerate things as well. So what do you guys think about Pikmin? I think it's going to be pretty good overall. But speaking of pretty good overall, Pikmin might be on top in Japan, but when it comes to worldwide, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is still on top when it comes to Nintendo Switch sales. And my man Pierre actually has some more information on that as well, because in France, which is one of Nintendo's biggest regions by far, France is a huge region for Nintendo. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is now the best-selling game in that region for 2023 as of the end of May 2023. The game has sold over 500,000 units in its first 3 days and continues to chart really high. Now, the thing about this, or why this is interesting, is because there was a discussion at the beginning of the year on what's going to be the best selling game, right? If there's no Call of Duty, which there might be a Call of Duty this year, some people say it isn't, let me know in the chat. But if there isn't a Call of Duty, which people were saying earlier in the year, what's going to be the best selling game? And a lot of people were saying Hogwarts Legacy just because of the huge Harry Potter franchise. But it does seem like, I stated this on Twitter, I was like, wait a minute, hold up here. Some of you guys might be underestimating The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. We had a number of people come out and say they don't think Tears of the Kingdom is going to outsell Breath of the Wild. Saw a lot of videos and a lot of tweets. Then The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom sold 10 million in 3 days. And that talk almost evaporated. And it's continued to be at the top of the sales charts on Amazon, on the eShop, worldwide, in various different places. And it looks like Tears of the Kingdom might be aiming right towards 20 million at this point. It sold just as fast as Pokemon did, and that was without the holiday. Pokemon got a huge boost because it was November. Tears of the Kingdom did this in May. So wait until Tears of the Kingdom actually gets a holiday, because people still buy Nintendo games like crazy in the holidays, even if they're older games. Some of the best sales for Nintendo's evergreen titles are in that holiday season. Stuff like New Super Mario Bros., stuff like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, obviously Mario Kart, Splatoon, games like that usually do really well in the holiday season. So I don't really think Tears of the Kingdom is going to buck that trend, especially because of how highly rated this game is, and the creation tools and the search tools and everything that people can look up to find all the crazy stuff with Tears of the Kingdom, all the content, the reviews. It's going to help it continue to sell. So that's what I was trying to tell people before, and I was like, I think this game's going to smoke Breath of the Wild in sales. It's got the install base, it's going to have the review scores, and it's going to have one thing that a lot of the big AAA open world games on console don't have, and that's the power of creation and innovation in that sense, to where you can do crazy things, put it on Twitter, then all of a sudden everyone's gonna be like, oh my gosh, look at this, and share it, and it's going to inspire somebody else to go out there and pick it up. So to me, they were aiming for what Minecraft is about. Some people were talking about, oh, well, they're trying to copy Elden Ring or Dark Souls or something. I'm like, no, they're not copying any of that. They're aiming bigger than that. They're aiming way bigger than that. And Minecraft, how people share and create and go underground and create stuff in the sky and do all sorts of weird contraptions and stuff, I think they were kind of going for that, because Minecraft is one of the biggest sellers in Japan, easily one of the biggest sellers. It actually makes the most money on the Nintendo Switch platform. So Nintendo obviously saw that. Steve in Super Smash Bros., I think they wanted to have some type of creation to where people can play the game even longer than after you beat the story and all that. And I think that's what's helping sell Tears of the Kingdom so high and consistently afterwards here, man. So it's awesome to see overall. Tears of the Kingdom is incredible. I'm still 100+ hours in. I'm still going. I'm hoping to hit the home stretch. I've just been super busy with other things, but yes, I'm enjoying it so much, and I cannot wait to really kind of get in and get through everything and then be able to go back in and say, okay, I missed this, I'm gonna go play that and all that. So this is awesome as well, man. I'm excited for it. Now, we do have one more topic here because, you know, we got some more stuff to talk about, and it's a game that I've actually been wanting to get into, and that is Honkai Star Rail. We got a brand new version 1.2 that is out. Even Immortality ends. It's launching on July 19th. You got Blade, Kafka, and Luca joining in new characters for Honkai Star Rail. This game actually seems a bit more up my alley than Genshin Impact. So let's go ahead and get into a little bit of an overview. So the update ushers forth an epochal coverage of the adventures reaching its breathtaking climax. As trailblazers prepare to traverse realms unknown, Blade, Kafka, and Luca will soon answer the call to join the team as playable characters. Along the update, a legion of formidable adversaries and fun events await, beckoning players into a universe filled with excitement and rewards. In version 1.2, as Dan Heng finally reunites with the Astral Express crew, the team will witness the character drowning in a setback that threatens the fate of the whole alliance. The Trailblazers will need to overcome a number of obstacles and explore two new areas, the Alchemy Commission and Scale Gorge Waterscape, where decisive battles await. Players will reach the core of the Stellaron disaster and discover hidden truths buried in this gigantic Silkpunk flagship. Meanwhile, Blade, a mysterious Stellaron hunter, is set to join the roster of playable characters, and Trailblazers will find out more about his backstory as things unfold. Due to unforeseen events, Blade was bestowed with eternal life, enabling his body to heal from grave illness and injuries, and the bandages he wears serve a purpose beyond mere aesthetics. During combats, as a 5-star wind type character who follows the path of destruction, Blade secures himself a competitive edge by sacrificing his own HP to deal amplified damage to enemies and gain the upper hand. Now, there is a lot of other details on the different characters here in terms of Luca and Kafka and their attacks. It's looking really cool. I want to get into this. I just have not had as much time, but I'm definitely looking to potentially get into streaming of it. I like the turn-based battles. I'm not as big of a fan of the gacha type of mechanics and type of stuff when it comes to these free-to-play games, and there's some structure issues that I really don't like with Genshin, but I'll be completely honest, I liked my time that I spent with it. I just didn't feel like doing everything else when it comes to what Genshin Impact did. Now this game, once again, it seems a bit more up my alley with Honkai Star Rail, so I'm definitely going to check this update out, and it's coming out on PS5 later this year, so I'll probably get into the PS5 version. Maybe I'll download the PC version and just check it out, and then I'll probably really get into the PS5 version a bit more. I just don't want this game to take over my life when it comes to all these live service / consistent games where they just want to make you only play this game all the time. So man, that's the trap that some of these games get you into, but I guess that's the mark of a good game, if it can keep you coming back over and over. And these games from this company, man, they just continue to do this. So what are your thoughts on everything that we discussed here, guys, from Pikmin 4 and also The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Honkai Star Rail? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out our other videos right here on screen. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.